Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Cali Hiker, and welcome to my humble quarantined studio, aka my room. Just, can't get out of the house, I have nowhere to shoot film, so we're just gonna do this review in my humble room. Obviously, you guys are wondering what this review is about, and, well, I decided to do a review today on one of my favorite items that I bought last year, and also probably the cheapest item that I bought last year for hiking. And that is the UCO Utility Spork 3-in-1 Combo Utensil. Now let's take a look at some product info. Now, this product is made out of BPA, and I'm probably going to butcher this next one, phthalate free, high strength, reinforced glass nylon, which makes it more durable and better at temperature resistance. It measures about 6.9 inches long. I couldn't find any info on how wide it was at its widest point, but I'd have to say it's probably an inch to maybe an inch and a quarter, and that would be at the spoon and fork at its widest point. Although, like I said, that's just a guess. It does weigh, however, about 1/2 ounce. And the two holes you see in the handle actually help reduce the weight, of course, but also they can allow you to fasten it to, let's say, things such as a backpack, or if you buy the mess kit that you can get with this. And it does have a manufacturer's limited lifetime warranty, whatever that means. Who knows if they would honor it, but it does have it. Now, there are several versions of this product that UCO makes. There's one, and probably the more popular one nowadays, is the extra long version that is actually two pieces. One of them being the butter knife slash, I believe, fork, and then the other piece being just the spoon, and they can connect in the middle, and then it become extra long. Get this Spork with the mess kit for about $10 at Walmart, and you've probably seen them. They came out at Walmart last year. I'm not sure if they have them this year. They might have changed their inventory, but it was pretty cool looking. But I don't really need a plastic mess kit, so I just stuck with this spork instead. Now, this basic spork, which is the most basic that they sell at UCO, costs $1.97 at Walmart, which is how much I paid, or for 7 cents more you can buy it on Amazon. And on Amazon it has a 4.7 out of 5 star reviews, and it's got about 27 reviews. It also comes in a variety of colors. I picked this one because it's the only blue that they had that I liked. Now let's actually take a look at the functionality of this tool. Like I said before, there's two holes that help reduce the weight of the spork, but they also act as a way to strap down this to something such as a backpack or a mess kit, like I mentioned before. If you buy the mess kit, they actually have a little bit of bungee that does go through the two holes that straps it onto the mess kit lid. Now, obviously, more important than all of that is the functionality of the the spoon, the fork, and the little knife. Starting with the spoon, as you can see, it's actually pretty deep. I actually was really impressed with this. I've had others that I'll mention later that are similar products, similar design, that were not as deep as this. And this one, I think they hit it right in the ballpark. It's really great for like eating soup and eating cereal. It picks up a fair amount of soup or cereal every time you dip it in. Now looking at the actual fork, this was 10 times better than the other ones that I've used that are made out of a similar type plastic material. I don't feel like when I stab it into something such as a steak or a fruit, I don't feel like I might accidentally break any of these little fork points, which is something I can't really say when I've used other similar products. That's probably one of the most important things that people complain about on some of these other products, is that they don't feel that they're going to withstand getting stabbed into something like a hard steak. You can see they're actually pretty fair. These little points are actually pretty fair length. I'd say they're about an inch long each, and there's only 4 of them. The 2 on the outside, obviously, as you can see, being the thicker of them. And then, of course, we come up to the little knife slash butter knife. Honestly, guys, I've never been impressed with any of these companies that make these multifunctional eating utensils when it comes to the knife. And it's pretty simple. I mean, you really can't do much with this. And you really can't do much with any of the competition's little built-in knives. And what I mean by that is, look, on this side, let me see if I can get the focus. There you go. On this side, you've got the little teeth-looking things of the knife. On this side, there's nothing there. Look, there's nothing there. So, I mean, realistically, what are these teeth really doing? Not much. Not to say that they don't exist at all. I mean, you can definitely feel that there's a little bit of ruggedness right there. But realistically, the most you can be able to do with this is like cut through mediocre, lukewarm butter is my best bet. You're never gonna be able to cut through like a steak with this. I mean, you'd be better off with a pocket knife from the dollar store, honestly. Well, everyone, we've gotten to that point of the video. We're just gonna go through some quick final thoughts. As far as the pros of the UCO Spork go, is that it's lightweight. It's got a very cheap price at like less than $2 if you buy from Walmart, or a little bit more than $2 if you buy from Amazon. Fits in the hand very well. Like, I can eat like this, all day. I can eat like this, obviously. Yum, yum, yum. Eat it all day, just like that. It is durable when you compare it to other similar products that are made out of similar material, aka the Light My Fire. Eesh, that was a bad product from my experience. Also, it comes in a variety of colors, such as pretty much every other plastic utility utensil that's in this category. And the fork and the spoon, like I mentioned before, are good sizes, with the spoon being deep enough to eat a bowl of cereal and the fork easily being able to penetrate harder foods such as steak and some fruits without breaking or feeling like it's going to break. Now, however, we've got a couple of cons. First con is, even though it's durable, I still worry that it could be damaged through heat or excessive bending. I know I said earlier that I'm not worried about, it bending if I'm, kind of fidgeting with it. But at the same time, if I wanted to, or if, I accidentally fell and landed on it awkwardly while I was eating, this thing would snap. That's just something that happens with all these plastic utility sporks and forks. And it's really unavoidable unless you get like the metal one. And even then, those can just bend instead of snap. So, I mean, I'm not sure that's any better. Now, the next con, it's not really a biggie, is that originally when I got this, it had the UCO symbol painted right here, and it faded off within a week. So, I mean, I don't know why they even painted it there. They should have just imprinted it. You can see on the back they imprinted it. Haven't had no problems with that. Although cleaning that can be a little bit of a pain in the butt because of the little indentions right there. But with a brush, it's pretty easy to do. But the fact that that came off, the paint came off on the front, is kind of a negative. But, I mean, it's really not that big of an issue. Finally, probably the biggest con for this item is that the knife, or should I say butter knife, almost doesn't exist and is pretty much useless. I mean, that's, like I said before, that's like with any of these plastic eating utensils that you see, whether it's Light My Fire or Go Bite, or UCO, they just don't work. I've never found one that actually works. Unless, of course, you want to cut something soft like warm butter. You could easily cut warm butter, I guess, but I mean, how many times in your life do you do that unless you're a baker? And also, one more thing about this little knife is that, like I mentioned before, it doesn't exist on the back of the knife, on the back of the fork. So, I mean, it's kind of useless even more now. Now, finally, those are the cons and pros. And obviously, some of you are going to ask, would I say that you should buy this item? And I would say yes. But I would say yes if you were buying this and you didn't have something similar. So if you already had a Light My Fire, let's say, and let's say it works fine, you've never broken it, and you love it, you really don't need one of these. Although at the same time, it's $2. So I mean, why not? If you wanted to have both. But once you have one of these, in my opinion, you don't need another one, unless of course you wanted to get like the titanium or like the aluminum version, or something such as that. But if you just want the plastic versions, you don't need more than one at any given time, in my opinion. Now, these are mostly useful, finally, for people that are like backpacking. However, if you are backpacking or camping and you're eating out of those, let's say, those mountain house meals or those backcountry pantry meals, you might consider getting one of the longer versions of this. Like I mentioned before, UCO does make one that is 2 pieces that can become extra long. And there's also, of course, other products similar to this that are extra long. So if you're eating out of one of those meal bags, you probably want something longer than this. But if you're just using it for everyday life and, you don't really eat those meals when you're hiking, or you don't really care, this will do it just fine.